Here we go again.
Headphone gang.
Yeah, headphone gang. Last time we forgot them.
Yes.
So we're back.
It makes a major difference for me in terms of, like, your voice is the same volume in my ears than my own ears.
Yeah.
So I feel like we don't speak over each other, and that's
Yes.
why we wear the headphones, to be honest. We're not just trying to look cool.
Yeah, I must say in those previous clips, you guys can go check it out on Instagram and on TikTok, Professional Amateurs Podcast. I posted some of those clips, but we sound like we're chatting over each other the whole time.
This helps a lot.
Yeah.
So finish my sentence, finish your sentence. Anyway, we're going to talk about fighting today.
And yes. I'm just waiting for you to finish your sentence.
I'm done now.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So BKFC happened.
Yeah.
Bellator happened.
Bellator.
Yes.
UFC.
The BKFC card I thought was really entertaining. I went back and I watched those fights.
Yeah.
Dude, Mike Perry is an absolute warrior.
He's such a cool
I
guy
love
to
him.
watch.
I
Yeah.
love him. Did you see the photo where he was like spitting out blood?
No, I've not
It's such
seen
a cool
that.
photo.
The only fight I watched on that card was Chad Mendes'
Yes,
fight.
he's a chunky boy, yeah.
Chunky, yes, and he looked very good for a wrestler. His technique is crisp. He looks like a crisp boxer now.
The only reason he lost to Conor McGregor was probably because he gassed.
Yeah,
So he wasn't doing.
and
so
also
it's not
that
like-
was prime Conor.
And
Like,
that was prime Conor.
Yeah.
That was karate stance Conor
That-
at his finest.
that was hands behind the back,
Yeah.
look you in the
Oh,
eye.
the
Yeah.
golden era.
Yeah,
Speaking of Conor, like I'm worried for him in his next fight. Just for one reason. I saw Johnny Walker after he got knocked out in cartoonish fashion.
yeah,
I saw like a video of him after the fight and he's got like a cut here and
Yes.
everything. But Kavanaugh's in the back and he's like plugging proper 12 and they look really complacent.
yes.
So
I saw a post as well. Someone saying the worst thing that Johnny Walker could have done is go to SBG, and I don't know. Maybe they are falling behind. I'm not sure what's happening, but it is a hard, like their guys are not doing very well, to be honest.
No.
So it's. I don't see him climbing the ranks again.
No.
Like you said, you don't like his vibe. I just think he's a very reckless fighter.
Yeah.
I've never watched a Johnny Walker fight and was like, ooh, I can take some technical
Technical
pieces
tips from this
and
guy.
I can steal from that guy.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I think I think a lot of the problems of SPG is like bubbling to the surface almost. Where you can start observing it from the outside and thinking, yes, I'm really not feeling good for anyone who trains at SPG. I could be wrong.
And also, you can't blame them. Like the amount of success they have had, I think it's very hard to maintain that, firstly. And then also just everything that comes with that. Like I've seen like articles and reports. Actually, I had a student that trained with us. He was about 12 years old. And he actually went to visit SPG in Ireland with his family. They were
that's
there on
the
holiday.
SPG effect. You go, oh wow, SPG.
Yeah, exactly. But also when his mom, I chatted to his mom, and then they told me like when they got there was police everywhere, and then the whole gym was under investigation, or something happened. I don't know if it was gang related but the gym had to close down. Now if you're a professional fighter and you have to train under those circumstances, I think that's
really difficult.
That's pretty hard.
I saw this thing about Conor McGregor the other day, like a post on the best side of the internet, reddit.com.
That's your home. That's your Facebook. Like all people have Facebook. Jusha Dann has Reddit.
Anyway, but it was like a theory that McGregor is like the Black Forge Inn and stuff like that. The inn is like a money laundering front for, I think, some kind of mob.
Okay.
So hear me out. So the theory goes,
Yeah.
so Conor McGregor got into a scrap with a gang member. So it's one of like the son of like a mobster.
This is all theory.
This is true. Like he really got into a scrap with a guy, and obviously he beat him up. And after that, didn't you hear the whole story? Like there was some sort of bounty out on Conor a few years ago.
Yes,
that was for that.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking. So it's not I'm thinking. The top minds of the internet are thinking. So maybe he just got some kind of deal with it. It's like, okay, listen.
Like, we won't kill you, but you have to do us a favor. You have to go full Ozark and launder our
full
money.
Ozark, exactly that. Okay. Like take the Black Forge in, and we're gonna launder some of our money through the Black Forge.
And I think that's why he's like smoking so much weed and then posting that on his stories just to manage the stress.
Dude, I would be so stressed if I was laundering money for the mob.
That must suck.
Yes, that must suck.
That must really suck.
But there's other stuff. So it's okay. No, Conor McGregor has too much value as a hometown hero for anyone to do anything to him. Yeah. So it would be like, okay, listen, you beat up my son, but I mean, you're a hometown hero.
And I think also the people of Ireland, I think they're pretty patriotic as well.
No.
Like, I heard that Conor song. You remember that guy that wrote a song about...
And Conor flew him out.
Yeah. And I heard that song again, and I was just like, man, I actually forgot about that, but...
Damn,
what a way to what a banger. So we had Johnny Walker and Jamal.
I think you just said
but
Jamal.
You spell it like Jamal.
You do spell it weird, so but I mean that's like people Michaeli Lau, or like you just say Jessica,
like Sean, Seanc.
Yes. Or like ABCDE, but it's pronounced Absidy. That's a real one.
What?
I saw it on the internet.
Again.
Someone calling their daughter ABCDE, but it's pronounced Absidy. Nice. I love that name. I'm going to steal that.
Nice.
100%. Yeah. I want my child to get bullied.
Yeah, your future wife would love that.
Maybe I get like a hippie wife. She would love it.
Yeah, she would.
Anyway, Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. Jamal Hill looked really good. He looked composed. What a knockout. That was insane. To go full Tom and Jerry, like Tom flipping backwards, falling on his back. That was crazy to see. You could see like he tried everything possible in his body just to keep it up straight. And
he almost kept up too straight.
Yeah, and then his legs just gave out. So what do you do with Jamal Hill now? Where do you put him?
It's a light heavyweight division. There's not much. It's not a very exciting division at the moment, but I mean, guys like him can really like brighten it up. Yeah, I mean,
I saw Volkan
Oezdemir called him out.
That's a cool fight. Oezdemir is a dangerous opponent. I think Hill can take that fight. I really do think he can beat him. The post-fight press conference was also cool. Hill with his son, both of them in suits. It was quite cool to see. Yeah. None of their suits fit. but it was so cool to see like a Miami Vice.
I thought GTA. He was much younger than he is. Jamal Hill is like 30. Yeah. I thought he was like 24, 25.
Yeah, he looks very young.
Really young, but then he takes his shirt off and he has a little bit of a muffin top.
Yeah.
And there's
yeah, that's going into your 30s. You get that old man strength as well when you get R30.
He has old man strength. Goodness.
But then you get the muffin top with that.
30 is not old man strength. They're not too far gone. You know that.
It's 9 years.
It's 9 years.
That's a lot.
It's 8 years.
9. I'm born in December.
You are born in December. It's a little. You have some more time.
Yes, I have a little bit more months. Yeah.
You do. Anyway, getting back to BKFC and Chad Mendes and those guys. Yeah. Chad Mendes said he made more money fighting his BKFC debut than Ngannou did defending his heavyweight title.
That's insane.
That is absolutely bonkers.
Like, I believe that, but then I've also heard rumors of BKFC not paying their fighters, then filing for liquidation, then bankruptcy.
That could be true.
So
I mean, the contract.
Yes. Yeah,
his contract
is stating he's getting paid
he's getting paid more. Yeah. But that's a great point. He's actually going to get paid it.
And then Kevin Lee came out and said Eagle FC is paying him more than the UFC champions are earning.
But I mean, he's like... Kevin Lee is obviously probably the highest earner in the entire Eagle FC.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many guys getting paid as much as Kevin Lee.
Yeah. But still, Eagle like FC. If Kevin Lee is your front runner in your organization and still getting paid more than the UFC is paying their champions, that is quite... Yeah, if that's true, that is hectic.
If you're a UFC champion, you should be earning fuck you money.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Definitely.
You're the baddest man on the planet.
But then again, Adesanya also, he re-signed.
Yeah, but he makes a lot of money.
I think I saw a report that he made $1.5 million, just over $1.5 million for this fight without pay-per-view.
True. Okay.
So that is
And then you get I think a part of the gate as well.
Maybe I don't think they take the gate. I think they only
it's just
take
pay-per-view.
I think so. I'm not sure. But imagine if you have to guess how many buys they did. Let's say
500,000.
Yeah,
be conservative
and you get
with it.
$2.5 per pay-per-view.
Oh, that's already a lot of money.
That's
like
that's another.
You probably got $1 million
bank.
bonus easy.
Yeah.
So those guys are starting. He's earning well.
Yeah.
If you're South African earning in dollars, you're doing really well.
Yes, I must say, like, I think if you are South African and that's also the other thing. You don't want to bring that money here. Well, I don't know, but you're gonna get
taxed
a lot.
Hey, but I mean, it's the South African taxes. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of loopholes. Yeah. There's a lot of.
But also, everyone knows what you're making, so there can be a guy sitting at
true.
SARS, seeing a Facebook post of, oh no, this guy got a $50,000 bonus. I'm like,
yes,
where did that money go, Joe?
Exactly. You just fly in a big bag of cash into the country.
I lost it.
Well, what can you do? It's one of those
I partied
things.
it out in Vegas.
Ooh,
that's
actually a really good excuse.
I think $50,000 can fly away fairly
definitely.
quickly.
Any amount of money can fly around really quickly. I mean, you can gamble 50,000 like that in Vegas. I'm sure. I mean, definitely. If they tell you, sir,
like, I wouldn't, but I think people have.
I can.
Yeah, I can now. Now that I have $50,000.
But it's definitely something you could do. I mean, if they give you the royal treatment, they tell you, hey, sir, do you want to go to our high rollers table?
Yes.
We're going to give you free champagnes and stuff. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then
we're going to give you
the minimum bet's like
$13 champagne, and we're going to take your $50,000.
Yeah, and I mean, if like the minimum bet for a table is like $5,000, that's 10 hands and you're done.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Horrible hands.
10 horrible hands. And the house always wins, let's be honest.
Of course.
Anyway, you've got a fight coming up.
I have.
Hey.
Yeah. We are 2 weeks away. The weight is looking good. Training is going well. So, we're fighting Ruvan de Beer. If I beat... Well, you actually went with me to that press conference. And, Graham said, like, if we beat him...
Number one contender fight, baby.
Number one contender. So, I'm very excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a great fight.
Do you think you're going to get as bloodied as your previous fight?
No way. No, there's no way. I've worked way too hard to take that much damage again. That was a big note coming off that fight. Like I said in the press conference, I'm still very young. I don't want to take that damage every single fight. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to be like all not well by the time I'm 28 or 30.
You can't have that.
So I don't want to go full Diego Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. But I think he already had quite a compromised brain going into the UFC. I don't think he's the most intelligent guy.
I love how comfortably we talk shit about guys as if like...
What is he going to do? Track my IP address?
Yeah. What is he going to do?
Sanchez.
Is he going to come to South Africa?
Is he going to come to South Africa?
Is he going to come to Pretoria?
Diego Sanchez.
Is he going to come to... Almost said your address.
Is he going to come to 14?
Street name. Everything. Yeah. So
I bet Diego Sanchez couldn't find South Africa on a map.
Most people can't find Africa on a map. It's
exactly.
Scary.
And I mean,
I've seen those Reddit posts as well. I'm not a big Reddit guy, but I've seen those videos of guys and like, where's Africa? And then they like point to Europe.
Exactly. It's the big shoe one. Yeah. It's not that difficult. Yeah.
Didn't you watch Madagascar?
Exactly.
It's right next to that.
Exactly.
So yeah, the big point we had in that after that fight was like, we need to be able to put up a impressive performance like we did in that fight without taking that much damage. And yes, that was fight of the night. Yes, I got a performance bonus, but I do not want to wreck my face again. So,
and it's not like it's a UFC performance bonus.
No,
the numbers don't really get there.
It's not. But
you got a nice ass mattress,
a very nice bed.
I must say
that is freaking cool. I like that. I almost sold it. Yeah, because you can get like, I don't know, 20,000, 25,000 rand for that bed.
Yeah, it's a really nice mattress.
And then I can't remember who told me. I don't know if it was my stepdad, but he told me, remember, you spend a third of your life on your bed.
Exactly.
And then I was like, oh, I'm saving this good one.
Exactly. That's 20 more years
yes.
of really nice sleep you've got there. So I mean, bargain.
And also, like, I don't want to spend money on something like that.
That's the thing. So like you're gonna have the mattress now, and then in 5 years from now you're gonna sell it. Let's say you sold it.
Yes.
And then 5 years or 10 years from then you have fuck you money, and then you're like, oh goodness, now I have to buy another mattress of 25 grand.
Yes.
And I'm like, do you really want to do that? And
it's like buying cleaning supplies. I buy cleaning supplies once a year because I hate buying cleaning supplies. So in January I buy enough for the whole year.
Yes,
then I'm broke. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Like
you have like a big ass battle of Andy lying around.
We do, yeah, really? Just around the corner. Yeah, I'll show you.
I had no idea.
Yeah, for people that don't know, like this studio is built in my house. Yeah. So and he doesn't live. Kitchen. Yeah, and he doesn't live far away from here, so it's quite convenient as well.
I know you have a guest room.
I'll show you my stash.
And you have a guest room since you haven't sold your mattress now.
Yes.
That's my room.
I'm going to become the bed collector.
Oh dear. Yeah. Anyway, back to your fight. Can we expect a more technical Saaiman this time?
Yeah, most
like
definitely.
A little bit more fighting from the outside.
Yeah, of course. We like I said, we've been training for that to be more technical, take less shots. I think we have done a very good job at improving all aspects of the game. We have a great grappling coach, Neil Geyser. He is so good at what he does. So spending a lot of time with him has helped my grappling game a lot. And then obviously we have a bunch of savages at the gym that grapple a lot. So that has been great. And then obviously Coach Mornay Visser, our head coach, he's been doing everything for us, like the wrestling, the stand-up, putting everything, just like bringing everything together. And it's been a tough camp. Like I told you, we were actually on my coach's farm training there in like a pre-season week, and that was one of the hardest weeks of my life. So I think we are very prepared going into this fight. We have done all the fitness work. My strength and conditioning coach, Scotty Mack, he's been amazing. So my weight is coming down well. I'm gonna be skinny as I'm gonna be like a dry.
I just avoid you fight week.
I'm gonna be like a bulldog.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, he actually goes and lives with drinkers.
Yes.
In fight week because no one else can tolerate him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I love moving for that week. Actually, with my previous camp, I stayed at their house. We did the whole camp there because it was COVID. And since I can remember, actually, like since amateur days as well, that last week I go stay at his house. And just being around him and, you know, Neil, his brother, and Henny, which is one of my big mentors.
I would love to have Henny on here to chat a bit about the mentality of fighting and stuff like that.
We will definitely have guests on in the next coming months. Actually, we'll have regular guests.
We just have to, we have tweak the setup a bit.
We're gonna have to because it's quite tight.
And you need a third microphone.
Yeah, that will be organized.
Can't really let him scream at you.
Yeah, shout out to Maurice from Planet World for these microphones.
Hey.
We need another one, please. So yeah, moving there is a great, just a little bit away from the family. I don't talk to anybody a lot in that week. I spend a lot of time with myself and with the guys that have carried me through the camp, and that gets my mindset ready for the fight. So
getting in that mental space, how important is it to you to, like, how difficult is it to make the switch from, okay, I'm in a camp phase now, or like training just normally going around my day-to-day life? How difficult is it making that switch from, okay, I'm living my life to, okay, I'm fighting, to that fighting mentality?
Yeah.
How difficult is that, and what would you say is a fighting mentality? Like, where do you try and get your head at?
That's a very good question. I think, like, in terms of practical systems we implement, I think that stays pretty consistent right through, whether we are training for a camp, like preparing for a fight, or not. Like, training doesn't really change a lot. The intensity of the training and maybe our coaches' focus like shifts more to the guys that are competing rather than the class as a whole. But other than that, the training doesn't change a lot. In terms of diet is more strict. Like, after the fight, I'm gonna have a big ass burger and a pizza, and I'm gonna be like
and a big ass beer.
Yeah, and a big ass beer and Buffelsfontein brandewyn.
Oh yes.
with a burkola. So we're going to definitely be celebrating, but nothing really changes in that. I think there's a big mentality shift that comes. So in terms of sleep schedules get more strict. Diet gets more strict, focusing a lot more on the fight. And I must say also the amount of stress before a fight has become much easier to deal with. The more experience I have. Yes, I'm honestly, like with my debut, about a month out, I was getting anxiety. I was really stressed because there was a lot of pressure around that.
Not just that, but I mean, you're climbing into a cage with someone that wants to take your head off,
and millions are watching.
Even if no one's watching, that's inherently a scary thing to do.
Yes, of course, and just everyone around that, like people, I appreciate the support so much. That helps a lot with, just getting into that mentality, people sending messages on social media and people, in person, just keeping an eye out on you and saying, listen, we're going to watch the fight. So you don't want to let those guys down. You don't want to let your team down. And, but that aspect of the fight has become much easier because now it's just like we have a job to do and we're focused on the job.
No, I understand.
So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be an awesome one.
I mean, looking at you and looking at my my own training partners in the amateur class now, I see you like being really excited to get in there to get shit done. But it's so much different than, I mean, amateurs. No one looks forward to it.
Of course,
everyone's stressed.
Yeah, and I was also.
And such a almost, I don't know how to say it. It's such a contrast, I should say.
Yeah. But also, I was also there. Like, if Drickus was at that stage my coach when I was an amateur, and then he says, listen, you're fighting. Fight style, that's your opponent. The moment he says that, my heart rate goes up. I'm nauseous. Like in that instant, it's super intense. And then I have like vivid dreams. I visualize the fight before I go to bed, which is the biggest mistake you can do because then you're up until like 12. And that happened a lot. But that's also normal. Like I told Ryan, one of our amateurs,
he just fought recently.
He told me he's nervous. And it's like, that's very good to be nervous. It means like you actually care about what you're going to be doing now. It's just to channel that into the right areas that are super important. And that's, I remember the amateur days, man, when they said we're fighting, they were like, no, I don't want to fight. Like on the way to the stadium, I want to be in a car crash, so I don't have to fight. That, it sounds over exaggerated, but that was really where my mindset was.
I think that's a thing most people don't realize is I mean, you're a fighter and you do this for a living, but I mean, there's still stress going behind it. There's still a lot of anxiety now, less.
Yes.
Now that you've seen what there is to see in the EFC.
Yes.
Does anyone in the bantamweight division scare you?
No one scares me. No one in any way scares me. I do respect, like Ruvan, I respect what he has done. Like I said in that press conference as well, I respect where he has come from. Like he had a few losses and then he bounced back. After that, he went on a streak. I respect Sandile Maningela and his coach Chris Bright. He is the current champion, from East London. They do an amazing job there in their community as well, and he's a great champion. He's very skilled on the ground. His stand-up has improved massively. So guys like that are guys that I want to fight, and those are guys I want to test myself against. It's just there's no one that scares me more than the guys in my own gym. So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just about to ask, how big of an asset is that okay, listen, I'm in Team CIT.
Yeah.
These guys are the best of the best.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to hit me harder than Drickus.
Yes.
There's no one that's going to choke me harder.
Yeah, of course.
So there's no one that can come close to what you have with your training partners. How much does that really help?
It helps a lot, just in terms of confidence, to have those guys have your back. And we have Drickus, obviously, who is the front runner in our gym.
Yes, of course.
And then we have Michiel Opperman, who is a previous champion, and he's
a scary dude.
He's a scary dude. And then we have Neil Duplessis, Drickus' brother. We have Nerik Samus, who is, in my opinion, one of the best featherweights in the world. Like, if he is so skilled, like, I can't even put it in. I can't put it in words. Like, he is so good. If he can stay composed and he stays focused and he fights like he does his training, there's no doubt he'll become a multiple, not only division champion but multiple promotion champion very soon. Like, he's very good. And then we have Stefan De La Rey, Hanru Enslan moving up.
He's making his debut now as well.
He's making his
debut.
Really,
really excited.
He's actually fighting Gielor Sondi.
Yeah.
And that was the guy that fought Peace and Gufani in Versus.
At the very first Versus he was the main event.
Yeah. So that's going to be an awesome fight as well.
Looking forward to it.
We're probably going to have Vort. We're going to probably have Hanru on the podcast after the fights.
Yes.
I think he'll be our first guest.
But we're going to do it
to him about that.
We're going to do it with you, hopefully all still pretty without any blue eyes.
Oh, that's Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have...
After the W.
We're going to have morning beers and record a podcast. It's going to be great.
Looking forward to that one. We'll still see.
There's going to be a lot of editing.
Depending on the amount of beer, we still need to decide, Leicester, are we going to be able to maintain English?
Oh, yeah. I must say, I got a comment. I think it was my uncle that said, like, sometimes... when we speak to each other, they like slips Afrikaans words.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously. There you go.
Yeah, definitely. And he said, like, that makes him so happy.
Oh, no, of course. we might do it. Hey, Buffelsfontein.
Yes.
Reach out if you want to sponsor a specific podcast.
That would be good. We must actually chat to Afriforum Films, Afriforum Films, to do an Afrikaans episode as well. That would just be do it with insane.
Just do it that one after the fight.
Afriforum.
Give us a bottle of brandy and a few beers.
Boercola. Kom ons doen ietsie, man.
Kom ons kry net 'n paar bottels bier op hierdie tafel.
That's all great.
En Hanru.
That would be awesome. To do something like that.
Yeah, just chat. That wouldn't be any technical analysis. We'll just talk cock.
Yeah.
But definitely. As you do, sometimes you need that.
Yeah, that's actually what we do most of the time. We're pretending like we're very smart on this podcast. Most of the time we're just...
No, we just watch a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of fights and I mean, I see a lot of things on Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
Reddit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually have, speaking of fighting, because this is
a fighting podcast.
Yeah. We have Islam Makhachev.
Yes.
Taking on Bobby Green.
I mean, Bobby Green, he's turned around, fighting 2 weeks later, he's fighting again.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of respect to Bobby for doing this.
Yeah.
I hope he wins. I'm not very, very confident in him winning. Makhachev is so good.
He's way too skilled.
But come on, Bobby. I might put some money on Bobby just to give him that little bit of encouragement.
Do you think that would be the biggest upset?
I wouldn't say the biggest,
because there's no, like, take the type of odds away, because that GSP Matt
Serra
fight, that was an upset because the stakes were also high.
Yes.
If you take the stakes away and it's just like skill based. Yeah, because Matt Serra is not a bad fighter.
No. Like, he's not a GSP level fighter.
Yeah.
And that's why it's such a big upset.
Yeah.
So there's not a universe in which Matt Serra should have beaten GSP. There's not a universe where Juliana Pena should have beat Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, that was also a big one.
I feel like there is a universe in which Bobby Green beats it. There is hope. And that's what I'm holding on to here.
I like Bobby Green a lot. He's a company man. He never speaks ill about the UFC, and I like that a lot. Yeah. I do not like when people speak verbally about, like, they're giving you the opportunity to fight.
I can speak about anyone.
Yes, you can do whatever you want. But he's put on a very good show against a very skilled fighter in his last
I really
fight.
enjoyed seeing him.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Bobby Green. What
can he bring to the table?
But what's your game plan? Like, what does your team tell you to do? Yeah. So is it just a pray and spray punches?
Looking forward to it though. Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry guys, our time is up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go check out the Professional Amateurs podcast on all social media platforms. Now also streaming on everywhere.
And remember, check out Cammy as well, fighting 5th of March. I think it's a Friday, right?
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Saturday
5th of
night,
March.
yeah. Supersport, baby.
Supersport. Een van die supersporte. Cheers everyone.
Cheers.